Okay, main event time. Team Hell No and Cena versus The Shield. Wow, this was a fantastic match to end the show with.
This was an awesome match. And, I mean, it had a big fight feel to it. The entrances were awesome. There's great build-up now. Hell No versus The Shield, especially even Cena. There's a huge rivalry between these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll agree with that. Good back and forth action all through the match. Although, towards the end of the match, I was a little bit confused. There was one point where Roman Reigns got clotheslined ended up falling out of the ring at the hands of Daniel Bryan, and then he goes and tags in Kane, who starts clearing house, and it was Kane who made several attempts to try to finish off Dean Ambrose. But all through that time, it was a good 4 or 5 minutes that Roman Reigns is pretty much laid out on the outside. I don't remember Roman Reigns either tagging out or getting a blind tag before he left the ring.
No, he didn't, and the chat room made mention of that, because the whole time Cena was just standing on the apron, and obviously the idea was he was hurt, so he can't be in the match, and they weren't going to tag him in. Yet the Shield didn't have the legal man either. So
yeah, that just really confused me. I think it was just kind of a botch by everybody in the ring. At some point, Roman Reigns should have been tagged out so Ambrose could be in. But I liked the way that this match ended. And pretty much it came down to John Cena trying to save the day, and almost looked like he was going to get that on Ambrose, but his Achilles injury caused his leg to weaken. He drops him when he picks him up for the AA. He gets the spear from Reigns, and that's it.
And that's all she wrote. And I don't know if you've thought about this, because I mentioned this in chat. It's with the Shield's wins have been great, and most of them have been clean, but there's been an element to all of their matches. And it seems, I guess the idea is that there's no continuity between all these teams, but I've never seen more team dysfunction in a series of matches than in the Shield's matches. There's always strife between the three people tagging up. And I think that has become a crutch of the bookers, in my opinion, because the teams never work fluidly and just lose. There's always a breakdown in communication and the reason they lose, and then the announcers bring credit to, well, they're not always teaming as a team, blah, 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 blah. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, that was particularly true in the case of Randy Orton, Sheamus, and The Big Show. In tonight's match, I don't think that was a case at all, a breakdown of communication. I think they all actually communicated really good. There was one point in the show where Kane was just wailing away against somebody and was on the cusp of getting disqualified and actually hit the 5 count. But before the referee could disqualify him, John Cena tags himself in to save the team. That's brilliant right there.
Right.
I don't think they had that. There is that problem with some of the teams that the Shield has gone up against. But I think more to the point, really the whole success to the Shield is that they just keep momentum going. And when it looks like one guy gets weak, a second guy will run in there and take up the slack a little bit, and to allow the other guy to either tag out or to regain enough strength to get the upper hand again. And they start rolling on this, and once they get one guy, picked off, then they start going to town on him, and that's it. The momentum just builds up, and you can't overcome it. So really, the secret for any tag team to take out the Shield is, it's not that you have to have good continuing, good communication. You have to disrupt what the Shield does.
Right.